should aspire for more. Connect with others who desire to aspire for more. Reach for your goals. When you do, you allow yourself to aspire for more. Dr. Tammy is here to help you aspire for more. Aspire for more.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Journey Toward More, where we discuss topics that help you manifest more of what is for you, more of what you desire, more of what is aligned with who you are, more of what honors you on your journey toward more. I am your host, Dr. Tammy Francis, life strategist, literacy educator, and consultant, author, speaker, and today we're going to talk about breakdown or breakthrough, and how you can turn a breakdown into a breakthrough. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining me. And I want you for this one. Now, this one, I must throw out some disclaimers. One, this is very personal at this point in my life. And so I'm not sure as to what's going to come out and if it's going to be coherent. So I'm going to do my best. So what I need you to do is to, get rid of the distractions in the background, turn up the volume if you're in your car. If you are sitting at home, grab your drink, whether it's water, coffee, tea, and sit in your recliner and just take a moment and take all this in, especially if you're in this place like me, where you are a little confused. Is this a breakdown or it's a breakthrough? Our life, there's always things happening, and so we must pay attention. And today I want to just talk about those two ideas and how they relate to one another, and see if I can help you and me. Because what I know is that I've had some conversations the last few days, and in those conversations, it has prompted me to take some time to reflect. Now, y'all know, those of you that follow my podcast, I'm always on almost every episode I say, take your 15 minutes today and reflect. I do that. But this week, I have taken a little more time to reflect. Sunday, this past Sunday, whenever you're watching this, just know that a couple of days ago it was Sunday. And on Sunday, I was away at a conference, and I was at the hotel, and it was the morning of my checkout, but I decided, it was a beautiful day. The sun was shining for the first time in about 2 days. The temperature, I'm in Texas, so South Texas, so the weather was nice, about 70 degrees. So it was really nice, and the sun was shining. So I said, before I leave this morning, I'm just going to take my time. I'm going to go out and sit on the balcony and just take some time to just enjoy the fresh air and enjoy just the warmth. It's that time of year where the temperature fluctuates. So I thought, I'm just going to enjoy this time. And I sat out there, and as I was, having moments of reflection during that time, I started thinking about some things, and I started reflecting on the previous year. And then today, another conversation prompted the same thing. And I'm really at this point in my life where I take time to evaluate and really think about what is going on. What should I be learning from this situation? And not necessarily, y'all, I must be honest, I'm not necessarily asking the question, why me? Because I know that I've made some decisions in my life recently that have been good decisions, the appropriate decisions, the correct decisions. But I don't necessarily ask why me. It's more of what now? what's my next move? What should I be thinking and feeling in this moment? And really looking at it and seeing, is it accurate? And what is it really? What's behind the emotion that I'm feeling? What's deeper? What's the deeper emotion? Is there another emotion that's masquerading around? And so, those are some things that I've been doing, and this has been a huge time of reflection for me. So I started thinking about this idea. Look, Dr. Tammy, are you having a breakdown, or is this your breakthrough? And a previous episode, we talked about this idea of, when you're on the verge of a breakthrough. And so I thought I'd come back to the basics. So what if you don't know? And what if you're thinking it's something totally opposite? How do you evaluate that? So let's talk about this. And, I like to talk about the definitions. I like to start there. Let's get a working definition that we can draw from, and that where I'm coming from, because that's a big thing. And constantly, as I'm talking about it and as I'm sharing this information today, I want you to really consider, is this a breakdown or a breakthrough? And what does this mean for you? So let's talk about breakdown first, because I know that's probably like, am I having a breakdown? A breakdown is really this stagnation that leads to our devolving, which leads to this, what we call a breakdown, or this meltdown. When we actually fear change and we become stagnant and don't take advantage of opportunities for growth, it's this point where we get a little comfortable and things just start unraveling. It seems like it starts to unravel at the seams. It can be subtle, but it's really flows into other areas of our life. And so I want us to think about, are you on it? Is this a breakdown? Are things falling apart? Because sometimes in the breakdown, we feel ourselves kind of slipping away. It feels like you can't kind of get a handle of it. It feels like you can't get out, like it's this black hole, right? That stress just seems to be too much. You feel like you've lost your footing, or you're losing the fight. You've lost the fight. You feel like that. Whether it's true or not, that's the way you feel. Sometimes you even feel like your energy is depleted. You just want to crawl up in bed and stay. Let's just be real. Hurt, and you don't know what hurts. So that there's something hurt, but there's not really a physical hurt, but there's something that you don't know what it is. You may even feel like your to-do list is getting longer and not shorter. So things just feel like they're spiraling out of control. Things are going awry. That's what it sometimes feels like. That's what my experience and my experiences have felt like in different forms of that. Maybe not all those at the same time, but that's what it feels like. And it can be a bit overwhelming. And sometimes you're exhausted, but you just don't know, is that physical exhaustion, mental exhaustion, or emotional? They kind of all are wrapped up into this breakdown moment. And unlike a breakthrough is when you know that you're in this point of personal evolution and you embrace that. When there's a breakthrough, there's this deep desire to change or become unstuck. So even when you feel like you're in a breakdown situation, that breakthrough is still a possibility for you. A breakthrough, you're resilient. You embrace that uncertainty. There's even some discomfort. So you think about what I described as a breakdown as being discomfort, as a discomfort or something that's uncomfortable. A breakthrough is that same way. So you got to think about, where is that energy coming from? What is the source? Is it this evolution? Are you evolving? Sometimes you're right in the middle of a breakdown and a breakthrough. You're neither in complete breakdown and you have not yet experienced the breakthrough. And let me just say that sometimes you need the breakdown to push you toward your breakthrough. Did you get that? Did you hear that? Sometimes you need a breakdown to push you toward your breakthrough. And that may be where you are. So you very well may be on the verge of a breakthrough, but it feels like things are falling apart. So I want to just talk about, how do you turn that breakdown into a breakthrough? How do you make that shift from that moment when you feel like things are getting stagnant, things are out of control, things are just not getting any better, the stress is too much? How do you move that energy to a breakthrough? So I have 3 things that I'd like to share with you. And we'll go through these 3. And I'm not going to say that there may not be a part 2. So I am going to leave that open. But today I want to share with you 3 things on how to turn a breakdown into a breakthrough. If you think you're at a point of a breakdown, when things are becoming a little stagnant. So number 1, set boundaries. But not only set boundaries, but enforce them. Now, y'all, I must admit, look, and be honest, I am so guilty. Because typically, you are the biggest violator of this. I know I am. Putting others first before yourself and doing those things to help others, and violating that boundary of honoring yourself first. And so you must set those clear boundaries and enforce them. And you have to decide what that is for you. And for each of us, it's different. But you got to make sure that you are not violating that. Because sometimes, we want to say it's other people, what other people are doing to us. But sometimes it's what we're doing to ourselves. Sometimes it's what we are allowing to happen. That allowing. Number 2, when you experience a breakdown, when you want to turn a breakdown to a breakthrough, learn from your experiences. There's something for you to learn there. There's something for you that will help you on your journey there. But you must take the opportunity to reflect and think about that even in the midst of a breakdown, there's also a breakthrough. There's the opportunity for a breakthrough. Iyanla Vanzant said, "Your life is always speaking to you. Sometimes we pay very close attention, but more often we are afraid to hear what our lives are saying to us." I love that quote, and you probably will hear it again. But I truly believe our life is always speaking to us. And so when I'm always encouraging people to sit and reflect, and I take the time to sit and reflect, like I've done this past week and taken extra opportunities to sit and reflect, I'm always asking myself, what is my life saying to me? It is speaking to me at this moment. what is the message? What should I learn from this experience? And I want to encourage you to do the same thing. Ask yourself those same questions. Number 3, spend time doing mindful activities. So when things are overwhelming, it's because things are spiraling out of control, because we're not using our playbook. It's because we're not taking out our journal. Whatever it is that you use to organize and reflect and get things in order, we're not doing those mindful activities. So whether it's meditation or exercise, even if it's just rest, getting decent rest and sleep, stealing some, and I say stealing on purpose because that's what I have to do, stealing some quiet time. Sometimes that's what it is. Or like I said earlier, journaling is doing mindful activities, because that kind of sorts things out and sort out your life, and where you feel like even though you're nonstop and you're constantly going, it doesn't feel like that. You know that there's an opportunity to move past it. There's opportunity for growth in that moment, which in a breakdown, we don't take advantages of our growth. Advantages of the growth, but in a breakthrough, we do. And so spending time with yourself and doing mindful activities will create that space. And the other thing that I want to leave you with, so those are the 3 things. So 1, set boundaries and enforce them. Be sure you honor yourself first. Number 2, learn from your experiences. There's something for your journey in everything that you experience. And number 3, spend time doing mindful activities. And I want to give you one caution. One caution and one thing to remember when you do all 3 of those. You are not a victim. Take responsibility for your life. And there was a 90s old rap song. I wish I knew who sung it at this moment. It escapes me. But there was a rap song from the 90s. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. So sometimes you have to check yourself and really take inventory. Make sure that you're not a victim, that you see what is your responsibility in that situation, in that moment, in what you're doing. And that emotion, that feeling that's going on within you. What is your responsibility in that? And take responsibility for your life in that moment. So what I like to leave you with is 3 things to ask yourself. If you feel like you're in this space of a breakdown, I want you to turn it into a breakthrough. And I want you to ask yourself these 3 questions. What boundaries do I need to set? What's next? What's next for me? What are my goals? And number 3, what can I learn from this experience? My life is talking to me. What is it saying? Ask yourself those 3 questions and journal about it, reflect on it, speak it into your phone, whatever it is. But take an opportunity to ask yourself those 3 questions and do that mindset work where you shift into this space from breakdown to a breakthrough, where you embrace your personal evolution. You are evolving, you are growing, and you embrace that, and you are confident in that you are resilient, and that uncertainty and discomfort comes with growth. Comes with being better, comes with doing better, comes with knowing better. Be sure that you check out the previous episodes. Check them out. Definitely check back here on whatever platform you're finding this. This podcast is available on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud. It's also on my YouTube channel at Dr. Tammy Francis. And of course, it's here on Spreaker as well. And so I invite you to hang out with me, join me each week as a podcast episode is uploaded each week. And grab yourself the playbook. You know, all these things that I suggested today can easily be placed in the playbook and help you with doing those mindful activities that we talked about today, whether it's journaling, exercise, sleep, just keeping track of what your to-do list is. The playbook is amazing, and so you can grab that on Amazon or Barnes & Noble online. You can even grab it on my website at tfdonaldson.com/books, and I invite you to grab your copy and start planning and organizing your life today. And be sure that you subscribe and like my YouTube channel, especially if you're listening to this podcast on there. Drop me a comment, like, review, depending on the platform. Share this with a friend if you know that they are in the middle of a breakdown, on the verge of a breakthrough. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you being here. Have a great week, and I will catch you on the next episode. Remember, take your 15 minutes, reflect, journal, and create. Have a great day.
Stuck in life, you should aspire for more. Connect with others who desire to aspire for more. Reach for your goals. When you do, you allow yourself to aspire for more. Dr. Tammy is here to help you aspire for more. When you believe in yourself, anything is possible. Believe in yourself, you'll get more. You should aspire for more. Aspire for more. You should aspire for more. You should aspire for more.